girl say something, where this black girl has something to say. And we'll just call this episode Summertime Fun. Of course, it is now August, so I guess it's more of appropriate time to catch you up on what my summer has looked like. So there's a meme that was floating around on Facebook that said, I might as well quit my job and focus on summer. I mean, that's kind of what happened, but I'll just say this. On the flip side of that, I was a professor and I did it for a year. I gave it a try. I still like teaching. I just didn't like the institution. So when my contract came to an end, I didn't resign. As a matter of fact, let's rewind a little bit. It was in April that I knew I was going to leave because I had my faculty evaluation, and leadership challenged my ability to handle the job and my business. And instead of saying that I had a business, they called it a second job, and I didn't like that. When in reality, they were the second job and my business is the first job. And being that my business is my first baby, I wasn't going to give her up after 11 years to focus on a job that really wasn't serving me mentally, emotionally, and it wasn't as fulfilling as I would have liked it to be. So with that being said, I told them I'm not coming back. So I had to finish out my contract. My contract ended like June 28th. But going into the summer, the kids got out of school beginning of June, end of May. But going into the summer, I knew full well that I was about to have a ball. I was going to enjoy my summer. And let me tell you something, I did, because at the start of summer, I went to the Megan Thee Stallion concert. Now, not a big fan, not because of anything other than I don't really know a lot of the songs, but it was like, got some tickets the same day, they were cheap, let's get the summer on and popping, found an outfit, I believe that same day, threw on some thigh-high boots. Anywho, it was a mood, it was a style. And I definitely started my summer being a hot girl. And that was one of the things on my summer bucket list. So as you can see, yes, I'm dressed very festive, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But with that being said, I knew that I had to, now that I was no longer going to be doing that job, I had to get back in the field immediately. So every week, at least twice a week, I was at networking events. I was working my business. I'm working it. Because again, yes, I have a lot of repeat clients, but the goal is to get new clients. And those new clients is where you see your business thrive. So I've been in the field and I've been working it. Because again, somebody has to pay these bills. It's just me and my kids, right? So going back into the idea that I had to quit my job to enjoy summer, because last summer, when I first started that job, I decided to teach in the summer thinking that I was going to be making extra money. When in reality, in summer, they treat you like a part-timer because you're off contract. And if your class doesn't meet a minimum requirement of students, then you really don't get paid. You literally get paid pennies. So I also was teaching online as well, which meant I had to take my kids to camp, and they didn't really want to go to camp. When in reality, for the last 8 or 9 years, I've been kind of like doing what we call at-home camp, where they get enrichment, they get to do work, they get to do things. So wanting to get back into the flow of that is what prompted me too. So now here I am at the end of summer, and right now I'm in New Orleans. I'm in New Orleans, Louisiana for my son's 10th birthday. So this episode is dedicated to my baby boy, because he's no longer a baby, he's a preteen now. And so what he wanted to do was go to New Orleans. He was like, he wanted to go to Louisiana. And so putting on my thinking hat, I had to do some research. And we typically make the birthday plans like in November, December, as the year comes to a close. So last year, we already knew the plan was that for both of my children, I was going to celebrate their birthdays separately. So they told me what they wanted to do. Interestingly enough, I talked about it a few episodes ago, or the last episode I saw on our YouTube. My daughter wanted to go see Nicki Minaj, so that was something we did in March, and my son wanted to go to Louisiana. So here we are right now in New Orleans, hence the festive outfit. So he wanted to go to New Orleans. He loves seafood, where on the contrary, my daughter's allergic. So it ended up being the perfect trip. So we got here, first thing we did, we went and got a seafood boil, because that's what he wanted to do. We also did a ghost tour, a ghost hunting tour, which we learned about a lot of the history and a lot of the buildings and architecture that's here in New Orleans, which has a very rich and interesting history. And let's just say they gave us a electronic magnetic sensor, and in some of those buildings that, you know, where the history is, a lot of people have, we did pick up some sensory. So that was cool. That was interesting. That was something he wanted to do. We have a swamp tour. We have so many things, had so many things planned. So it's very exciting to get to experience this with him. And this is our first time doing a trip, just us. So this is like a mommy-son solo trip. And so we've never done that before. And so this is really an exciting time for him and I, and for us to experience each other and just really get to know each other and talk. And just everything is so good. So getting back into the summer, I mean, I went to go see Missy Elliott. I went and did that by myself. And that was a good time. I love me some Missy Elliott. I love her songs. I grew up listening to Missy Elliott, so I was definitely in my element. All of the songs. And I made a shirt that said Fly Girl, because the Fly Girl's like what? Hot boys. So I got so many compliments on my shirt, and I was just like, yeah, I was so cute. I was feeling myself. I had a little jean bucket hat on, and I had on some high top Adidas with some little slouch socks and a little mini skirt. So yeah, the girl was definitely serving like a little bit of 90s rap, hip hop girly. So I was really excited for that. But the message of everything, because you know there's always a message, there's always a realization that this black girl has, and that's why I have something to say, is whatever's not serving you, you gotta let it go. Whatever is not fun, let it go. I heard that on TikTok. It's like, have fun with it or let it go. Have fun with them or let them go. Have fun. And so the biggest reason, because everyone, you know, once I left the job, I was a really great professor. And I can say that, not that anybody else told me, I know that I was, but a lot of people have told me. And once I got to this place where I no longer needed people to affirm me, I can make the decisions that are best for me. And so I found that people wanted me back. The summer my phone was blowing up. They were calling, hey, what happened? Why'd you leave? Da, da, da. And I said, it stopped being fun. They know why, you know, they have their reasons why they wanted to leave or why they were going to leave. And yes, leadership and everything did change, but that didn't change the fact that it didn't make me feel like I want to go back, because now I'm enjoying summer. I'm hanging out with my kids. We're doing clay art. We're doing the things. I'm stretching every day. I'm not stressed. Business is doing well. I even hired my daughter to work with me this summer to do what we call in our business, in the business, recalls, where she calls and follows up with the clients, checking on the status of their glasses, seeing how they're doing. And just her doing that work, she worked for me. And this was a real job, first real job. She had to do the application, the interview process, list references that had to be called. And she's only 14, but I wanted to give her that little bit of real world experience. And so she worked with me 1 hour a day for 3 days a week. And even that little bit of work that she did, which was not a little bit, it was a little bit of work in the time, but it was a big piece of work, a big piece of business that was essential, something that I didn't have time to do. And so I was glad that, you know, even I had got backed up doing that, because I was teaching and being a professor. And not only are you a professor in the classroom, you're a professor outside of the classroom. You're an advisor, you're a mentor, you're all of these things to the students. And in the time that I was there, was over like 400 students that I have taught. And I didn't even realize it was that many students in as little as a year. There was so much that has taken place in that time that I just wanted to be able to enjoy the summer, enjoy my children, have fun, be in this space where everything feels good, everything feels fun. So summer popped off the Megan Thee Stallion concert, the Missy Elliott concert, me and my children hanging out and just having a good time. My friend had her baby, who I've been following, like she's been sharing, I swear it's our baby at this point, because the way she had entrusted, you know, sharing her journey with me, her whole pregnancy, the ultrasounds, every appointment, and just me also genuinely following up with her, making sure she's okay, making sure she's feeling good. So I got to witness the birth of her baby girl. And that's, that kicked off really well. I've been following her with her breastfeeding journey, helping her with that. Her baby girl got the first latch, because that's typically where I come in as a breastfeeding peer counselor, is helping them with that first latch and troubleshooting any issues they may have, or answering any questions moms typically would have with breastfeeding. But it's been a very summer. It's been very eventful. And so I just am so fortunate to have been in this space. I mean, I've been networking, I've been going out, I've been meeting my internet friends. Another optician, she shared on Facebook, normalize meeting your internet friends. She shared the post, I shared the post, she hopped in my DM, and we made plans, and we met and had lunch and drinks. Another internet friend of mine over on TikTok, she's a podcaster, I'm a podcaster, and I've been really focusing my energy on posting more quality content. And so she was like, let's get on live together. And we got on live, and we just like fanned that girl out with each other, talking about our life experiences, but very podcast energy, right? And so, in all of that, in everything that we've done so far this summer, and everything that I have come to enjoy, there hindered my growth. I came with such a wealth of knowledge and teaching that I practically outgrew that place in a year. They don't have the capacity for me. And I think that's the takeaway from this. If something, someone, some whatever does not have the capacity for you, it will not feel good. I've come across people, and yes, I've come across people who didn't have the capacity for me. I didn't know that then. And that's why it was so hard to grow and so hard to flourish. And then you get rid of the people, and it's like, boom, the tallest sunflower in the flower bed. And so this is the reality of life. Being that person who's like, hey, I want to grow. I want to do things that make me happy. I want to have fun. I don't want to be within anything where I can't meet my goals, because yes, for me, I'm living one big life goal, and I cross off on my bingo card at least a couple things. I still don't have bingo somehow, but I'm this close to having bingo. And that job, there was 3 goals that I had: get published, write a grant, and grow as a professor. And because I didn't necessarily grow as a professor, I was kind of stagnant. There were people that said, you only been here a year, why not give it a little bit more time? A little bit more time to do what? Because it has already shown me that this is not where I need to be. And I think, we stay in relationships longer than we need to. We stay in friendships longer than we need to. We stay in ships longer than we need to, knowing that this is not somewhere where I want to be. And so, living in purpose, on purpose. And I saw something on TikTok that said, if it's not fun, don't do it. Have fun with it or let it go. Have fun with him or let him go. Have fun with them or let them go. Have fun or let it go. And that's for me. So it stopped being fun, so I let it go. And it was peaceful for me to let it go. I saw the growth. I saw everything that I wanted to do grow. Started going out more. Not wearing less, because I'm very demure. But started going out more. Started going out more networking. Started, going out. So with that being said, from New Orleans, Louisiana, celebrating my son's 10th birthday. By the time you see this episode, he'll be 10. Could I dedicate this episode to him? And if something was said that encouraged you, share this with at least one person. And remember, we post an episode over here on YouTube the last Friday of the month. So like, share, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. But I'll leave some links in the description of this episode where you can follow us on TikTok, like us on Facebook, and tune into the podcast every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you for listening.